Let's talk about parenting in today's world. It feels like we're trying to build something incredible, but the instruction manual is constantly changing. So today we're going to cut through all that noise and give you a simple, balanced, and actionable toolkit for raising resilient kids.
I mean, if you're a parent, you know this feeling deep in your bones. We are navigating a world of digital distraction, social pressures, and emotional challenges that frankly just didn't exist when we were growing up. And you know what? It can be completely and utterly overwhelming.
So, let's just put it out there. Are you feeling overwhelmed by all of this? If you just thought yes or even screamed it inside your head, I want you to know you are so not alone. It's the big question that pretty much all of us are wrestling with right now.
And it's no wonder, right? Just look at this list. Screen addiction, cyberbullying, sleep issues, mental health. It feels like it never ends. These aren't just buzzwords. These are the real, everyday worries that keep parents up at night.
But here's the most important thing I want you to take away today. This is not a quest for perfection. That's a myth, and it's exhausting. The real goal is balance. Seriously, think about it like a three-legged stool. If one leg is wobbly or too short, the whole thing just tips right over. We need to keep all three legs strong to create a stable foundation for our kids.
So, these are our three pillars, the three legs of that stool. First, we're going to get practical and talk about securing their digital world. Then, we'll shift gears to coaching emotional resilience. And finally, we'll tie it all together by nurturing their physical health. Ready? Let's dive in.
Okay, Pillar 1, securing their digital world. This is all about getting hands-on with some practical, actionable steps you can take, like today, to create a safer space for your kids online. And if you're wondering if it's too early to think about this, just look at this number. Almost half, 48% of kids between 6 and 13 already have a phone or access to one. So yeah, this isn't some problem for the future, it is happening right now, which makes having the right tools more important than ever.
So, how do we actually do this? Well, for Android users, it's pretty simple. There are basically two layers of safety. Think of the built-in controls as your first line of defense. They're right on the device, super quick to set up for basic stuff like time limits. But Google Family Link, that's like your mission control. It's a whole separate app that lets you manage everything remotely, approving apps, seeing their locations, setting bedtimes, all from your own phone.
And I promise it's not as complicated as it sounds. It really just boils down to 5 easy steps. You go into their settings, find parental controls, create a secret PIN for you, and then you link up your accounts with the Family Link app. After that, the fun part begins. You get to customize everything, from daily limits to what they can see in the App Store. It's designed to be super parent-friendly. But, and this is a huge but, we have to be realistic. I love this quote from Techno Sapiens. Parental controls are a gate, not a wall. Think about that for a second. A wall is meant to block everything, but a determined kid will always find a way over it. A gate, though, a gate creates a checkpoint. It slows them down, and it creates a perfect opportunity for a conversation about why the gate is there in the first place. It reminds us that tech is a tool, not a replacement for trust and communication, which actually leads us perfectly into our next pillar.
All right, Pillar 2. Coaching emotional resilience. We've talked about the tech tools, now let's talk about the psychological tools our kids desperately need to handle all the ups and downs life is going to throw at them.
One of the most powerful tools out there comes from a type of therapy called DBT, and it's called radical acceptance. Now, I know, that sounds super intense, right? But the idea behind it is actually pretty simple. It's about learning to fully accept reality for what it is right now, without fighting it or wishing it were different.
This quote just nails it. It's about accepting the things we cannot change. Now, this isn't about being passive or saying a bad situation is okay. Not at all. It's about stopping that exhausting internal battle against reality so you can free up all that energy to focus on what you can actually control, your response.
So how in the world do we teach this to our kids? Let's use an example. Say your child doesn't get invited to a birthday party. Oof, that's a tough one. First, you model it. You stay calm. Second, you validate their feelings. You get down on their level and say, I get it. That feels awful, and it's okay to be really sad about it. Third, you help them see what they can and cannot change. They can't force an invitation. That's a fact. But what can they do? And that leads to step 4, problem solving. Okay, since we can't change their mind, what's something awesome we can do that day instead? See? You're not just fixing it, you're teaching them a skill for life.
Which brings us to our third and final pillar, nurturing physical foundations. Because let's be honest, all the tech tools and emotional coaching in the world won't stick if the body isn't well. It's all connected.
And you know, there's nothing more foundational than sleep. This quote here is, well, it's pretty scary. A lack of good sleep literally changes how a child's brain develops. And what's one of the biggest sleep thieves out there? Yep, screens before bed. It just goes to show how critical it is to get this piece of the puzzle right.
So we know sleep is vital and a good routine is key. But what else can we do? How can we help their little bodies handle all the stress and pressure that can mess with sleep in the first place? Well, this is where natural supports can be amazing. Think of something like Tulsi or holy basil as a kind of natural shield, gently helping to strengthen their system from the inside out.
What's so cool is that there are actually different types of Tulsi that do different things. You can see here how a blend, like in Panch Tulsi Drops, gives you a whole range of benefits. You've got Ram Tulsi for immunity, Krishna Tulsi to help with stress. It's like a little support team working together to keep things in balance.
And for another layer of daily wellness, you've got gentle, herbal drinks designed just for kids. Instead of all the sugar and weird stuff in other drinks, this one uses things like tulsi, ashwagandha, and saffron to naturally support energy, digestion, and healthy growth. It's just another tool for your toolkit.
Okay, so we have our 3 pillars: digital safety, emotional coaching, and physical health. Now, let's bring it all home and see how these pieces fit together to create a balanced approach for your family.
So here it is, your balanced parenting toolkit, all in one place. For digital safety, remember, be a guide. Use the tools as a gate, not a wall. For their emotional world, be a coach. Help them learn radical acceptance. And for their physical health, be a guardian. Protect their sleep and support their wellness with natural aids.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe the most important question of all, because every single family is different. So take these ideas, these 3 pillars, and just sit with this for a minute. What does that balance, digital, emotional, and physical, look like for your family? Because finding that answer, that's your true north.